Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for mid-February 2023. We're going to jump right in here, Aquarius, and we're going to take a look at what is going on in your past position. You have this hidden gem card, this pearl card, and this bird that says news and messages on it. So look at this. Definitely abundance coming in for you. Or you could, look at, are you kidding? Some of you could look, this is a divine counterpart. There could literally be a divine counterpart coming in for you, someone who's like a hidden gem, or this could be a past situation, where you feel left out in the cold from a person who you thought was a blessing, right? There could have been a breakup or a separation. You could be thinking about this, but see, you have this purification card, and this purification energy is not necessarily comfortable because if you're letting go of someone that you clearly had a strong connection with and you're healing clearly with this Three of Swords and the After Tarot, it can be something that hurts. It can be something that is triggering or that you don't necessarily like. But see, I feel like there's something much better. I always say that this is the After Tarot, and this Two of Wands I love because it's like a true power couple. They are both holding on to the world in their hands. So, what I would say here is if you went through a difficult breakup or separation with a person who you thought was like a hidden gem or who you thought was a divine counterpart, it looks to me like you're healing from the situation. You also have the Two of Cups here, and Two of Cups to me, usually we do feel very connected to a person with the Two of Cups, but Two of Cups is my card of a stepping stone soulmate. Stepping stone soulmates come into our lives, and usually this is how you will know if it's a stepping stone soulmate. Usually they are going through something that we went through years ago. Like maybe they have a very similar money problem that you had, or maybe they lost a parent and you lost a parent years ago. And it's that's the reason why we feel a very strong connection to a stepping stone soulmate. But really they're just there to remind us of the thing that we went through, money loss or, whatever the case may be. And then, so they're important for our growth. And then after the stepping stone soulmate, we find our true soulmate or whatever you want to call it. You have the Empress, the Emperor, and the Lovers. Again, could be divine counterparts. It is interesting for some of you. I do feel, even though this is showing up in your past position, that you could be meeting this person right now. So, this could be a new person, and I do feel you are divine counterparts. Definitely could be an Aries that's coming in for you, Aquarius, as well. And I feel there's a very strong connection here. Very abundant also. But for the most part, I kind of feel like you are, you go Five of Pentacles to the Three of Swords. It's almost like you chose to walk away from a situation so that you could heal yourself knowing that it was going to hurt. This Three of Swords is a card of forgiveness and forgiving a situation. It's a card of healing as well. So I'm wondering if you're embracing both of these energies. Sometimes I think that the, Empress and the Emperor together is just saying that you are embracing both energies so that you can, move forward or so you can become stronger in life or whatever the case may be. It's like you're integrating your energy. And you also have the Lovers, which is a choice. And going this way, look, it's like choosing to put yourself out in the cold so that you can go on a new journey, which, could lead to the Two of Wands or could just lead to a new beginning with the Magician. So I kind of see you, if you walked away from a person, or if they walked away from you, doesn't matter. I feel like you chose to, or are choosing to currently, focus on your own self, choosing to, I wouldn't even say this is a glow up. I think it's better than a glow up. I think because you're integrating all the energy. Again, when you have the Emperor and the Empress together, it says you're taking all the energy and you're integrating it into yourself. Yeah, with the Empress, you have the Tower. Like I said, definitely feels like a loss to me. Or it was a Tower moment or a shocking surprise or whatever. With the Emperor, you have the Seven of Wands. You have the Seven of Wands twice here, which tells me that you're drawing boundaries. I think this is a good thing. I always say that the Seven of Wands is normally the card of conviction. It says that when you know that you're going to be successful, you'll be successful. But it could also say that you are drawing a line in the sand. It's like you finally are deciding what you are willing to receive or what you're willing to accept in your life, and you're not going to accept anything less. So I kind of feel that here, that by integrating your energies with these two, that you are figuring out what you deserve. With the Lovers, you have the Four of Wands. Could be marriage coming in the future. Again, it could be that you thought you were going to marry this past person and it didn't work out, but the Four of Wands is a card of freedom. So it's like you chose to set yourself free, and maybe this past person is still stuck, It's kind of weird going this way because you have the Five of Swords or the Three of Swords. Five of Swords tells me that maybe this person thought they were winning by walking away from you, but it's like you've forgiven, and you're the one that's actually getting these. Look like all these new big opportunities. So you're the winner here. And again, for those of you that don't want love or didn't have this happen in love, I feel like, again, by integrating these energies into your life of the Emperor and the Empress, by being both, you're winning just in general. Next, in your current position, your present, you have the Purification card. So clearly, I feel you are purifying your energy. Again, sometimes it's never comfortable, because if it was like a person, for example, sometimes maybe we go to that person for comfort, or maybe you would go to this person for advice or whatever. And it's like when they're not there anymore, that is purification, and it can hurt, because even though you know it's the right thing to do to walk away from the situation, it's kind of like you have to find new ways to come up with answers and things like that. But that is also a form of strength building, so I feel like you are becoming stronger. You have the Seven of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. See, I'm wondering, I feel like you saw this person as only wanting things their way, is what I'm getting here. If this was a relationship, I feel like you saw this as them. It's like they had to win at all costs. I feel like they were, in some ways, I feel like they were flexible, but in a lot of ways, I feel like they were very inflexible in their approach to life, or into like the way that they do things. I feel like they had to win at everything. You have the Five of Pentacles here. I love this Five of Pentacles because this lady is like choosing to walk away. These two people are just like staying stuck, and they're left out in the cold. I always say, this is my card that says, do not call attention to your weaknesses. Make sure that you're focusing on your strengths. So I feel a lot of you need to make sure that you're focusing on the right things so that you can be successful. And you also have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction, like I said. It's also a card of defending your position at the top of the hill. I would also say that I would be careful if this person's trying to communicate with you here, Aquarius. I mean, you have this news messages card, and this person could be trying to come back into your life to communicate with you. But again, Seven of Wands would be about kind of putting up barriers, blocking a person, making sure that they don't communicate with you or whatever. Especially if, again, you do you, and I'm not telling you what to do here, but especially if you don't want this person to like hurt you or whatever, you might want to do that. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Devil. I'm telling you right now, I would be very careful. This person, I feel like things are not going well in their life. Tower, Devil. And I feel like you walked away, or maybe they walked. It's kind of weird because I feel like they walked away first, if this is a person. And, they left you out in the cold, and they thought it was a good idea. They wanted to win. But it's like now you're just focusing on new beginnings here. So I would be very, very careful with that, of temptation with that Devil card. There still could be a very strong connection here. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is about nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, doing whatever you can to heal yourself. So I would be doing that. And again, it doesn't matter if this is love or something else that's going on in your life, Aquarius. I would be doing as much as you can to focus on yourself. And again, I would be focusing on the energies of the Emperor and the Empress. How do we do that? The Empress is like creation, so you could be coming up with new ideas. The Emperor would say, start acting on those ideas, right? Maybe you get the idea like, oh, I'm going to go get healthy and I'm going to go to the gym. Do it. Get started. Start doing it, right? So it's like you idea and then action is what I would say here. That's how we can best work with those energies. And I feel like that's what will heal you the fastest, right? With the Five of Swords, you have the Eight of Pentacles. I feel that some of you could be very focused on work, or you just are focusing on your work just in general. I love the Eight of Pentacles because to me it represents results. To me it says that you are seeing the results for the work that you're doing. So whatever you're creating, doing, being, having, I feel like there are quick results. I also feel that there is an element of like leveling up here. Eight of Pentacles is the card of mastery, so it's like you're mastering something. Next, in the area of the future, you have this card that says, now that whatever decision you made, it says no, that whatever decision you made, it was the right one. There you go. You have this Hulk card. It says there's no money coming in, or it's very slow. The experience is meant to bring your attention to something. I feel like things are just slow for you financially, or things are the same. Although I do feel like you're improving your finances. There's actually a couple of answers here. You have the Page of Wands, Two of Cups, and the Three of Swords. Number one, heal. I feel like healing will be the thing that could bring in more finances or could help you. I feel like there are certain things that you don't want to do. Like I totally get it. It's, it's like one of those things. They always say, like, after a breakup, the best thing you can do is go have a glow up, right? Go work out, go to the gym, go do those things. But it's like, what's the last thing you want to do when you're going through a breakup? Go to the gym. So, again, I do get an element of kind of needing to push yourself here or needing to kind of get moving in a direction, even if it's just a small step, right? I feel like doing that will make you feel so much better over time. And that's what needs to happen here. I also feel like your forgiving a past situation will help as well. Next, you have the Two of Cups. It's like, see, they're very comforted by each other. And I kind of feel that here between you and this person, if it's a person. And, it's like if they were to come back, I feel it's like you would fall back into that comfort, but this doesn't go anywhere. I think you know that. So I would be careful. I also feel there's new love coming in. The other thing that I would say here is that I feel like you should be communicating with your higher self. To me, the Two of Cups is you and your higher self. So communicating through meditation, dreams, prayer, whatever you do, I would do those things. I think it'll help you a lot. The other thing is you have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is a card of adventure. And so if you're experiencing a halt in your finances, I feel that finding new ways of doing things will be very helpful for you. I also feel like there are things that you're not doing that excite you. The Page of Wands, he follows his desire. He really does things that he wants to do. And I know that sounds obvious, right? It's like, of course I'm going to do things I want to do, but people don't do it because it's like maybe you want to do something that you think is weird or that people will judge, right, in your business, or maybe you want to try to do things differently, but and again, you could be fearing judgment or that people won't understand why you're doing things the way that you're doing them and all that other stuff. But that's exactly what I would be doing. I would be doing things the way that you want to do them because that's what's going to bring in success here for you, Aquarius. So let's see here. With the Page of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords. Like, I would be careful of rushing. The Knight of Swords, sometimes we can be in an uncomfortable situation and we can just try anything. And the Knight of Swords, normally the horse that's on the Knight of Swords looks very stressed out. And it kind of just says that, he's being too hasty. He's trying to force something to happen. And especially if you need money, I feel like, like I said, I feel like things are the same. It's like maybe your money isn't terrible, but it could be better. Or maybe you're kind of in this zone where it's like, it's not going up, it's not going down. It's like you have just enough, but you want more. Because you end with this freedom card, which tells me you want the financial freedom. Of course, who doesn't? Duh. But, I feel like you're like working harder, you're doing things, but maybe you're not seeing the results you want. And again, I feel like the Knight of Swords is saying it might be uncomfortable, but just like slowing things down, I feel could be a good idea, not rushing. With the Two of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, this person stabbed you in the back. I'm sorry if this isn't your story, by the way, but again, it's dominating this reading. And again, as I always say, I don't try to make readings fit or whatever, but clearly there was someone who stabbed you in the back. I feel like they effed up, Aquarius. It's on them. So, take it how it resonates, but I feel like you're moving on to bigger and better things, plain and simple. For others, I do feel, again, in work or business, this could be you being attached to a way of doing things, and it could just say that there are new ways of doing things, and doing things in the new way is going to be the thing that brings in more success. And here you go. With the Three of Swords, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Love it. You have the Ace of Pentacles right next to each other twice. To me, two aces is a definite yes to any question that I have not answered, Aquarius. So definitely could be a yes for you. This could also be a new opportunity that's coming in for you that's much more abundant, which is kind of what I feel for you. What I would say is that the Three of Swords, number one, Three of Swords, I would, practice forgiveness, but you're really forgiving yourself. You're not forgiving a person. But there's a garden on the Ace of Pentacles. So I always say that, it's one of those things where I feel like something needs more nurturing energy. Let's just pretend you want to start a new podcast or a new YouTube channel. It's maybe I think the frustration here with that Knight of Swords is that things aren't working out right away. But what I would say is it's if you have a baby, for example, it doesn't pop out walking, right? It takes a little bit of time before it can walk and then run and all these other things. Same thing with the Ace of Pentacles. It's something needs a little bit more TLC. Something needs a little bit more nurturing is what I feel here. So if you're working on new projects, new businesses, or if you're trying to get a new career, I feel like it just needs a little bit more finesse, a little bit more energy, a little bit more attention. And doing that is going to get it to start walking and then running. And I feel like understanding that those that things have to go in those stages. That's what's going to be important. I'm also getting the word consistency here as well. Like if you're starting things and then stopping and then, waiting a week and then starting again, I feel like that could be the problem, or that could be causing a problem, especially for those of you in like work or business. It's like I feel like it needs to be consistent, and I would stick to a schedule. Next, for your outcome, you have this protection card and this freedom card. I feel like you are being set free, or again, you have a very strong desire for financial freedom. Like I said, who doesn't? But at the same time, I feel like it's a little bit deeper than normal. It's like maybe I think we always want it, but sometimes we want it more than other times. And that's what I feel for you here. It's like you have a very strong desire for this, for like financial freedom or for being set free. Like I said, I feel like consistency will help a lot. I also want to remind you of the Empress and the Emperor. Again, idea, action. It's like I would be putting the two things together and getting moving forward. The Magician, he's pointing towards, I'm going to say this card right here. I always pull the card that the Magician is pointing towards. It says, see the good in what you call bad. Nothing in your suffering is meaningless. There you go. And, there's like a famous question. I can't remember who asks the question, but it's basically, how is the worst thing that's happened to you the best thing that's happened to you? I think it's Tim Ferriss that asks that question, right? And it's like, how is something, how could this past devil toxic situation, how could it be the best thing that's happened for you? Could you share the story and help other people with it? Could you, there's, I always say, also one of my other favorite people, Eric Thomas, he says at the end of pain is success. So it's like, and he also says, make sure you're getting your rewards for the pain that you went through. So it's like, have you gotten your reward yet for the pain you went through? And I can't answer that question for you. You have the Magician. Clearly, there's a positive new beginning coming in for you. I also feel like there's some tools that you're not using. I keep getting this thing in your reading, Aquarius, about needing to make sure you're not getting stuck on like one way of doing things, needing to make sure that you realize there are many ways to do things, which is always true, but also it's like maybe you want to start a YouTube channel, but it would be better as a podcast, whatever it is you want to do. Maybe you have an idea for a business, but maybe there's another business that actually makes more sense. So I'm not saying that you have to switch. I'm just saying, explore opportunities, and also make sure you're using all your talents, gifts, skills, and abilities. I also feel with the Emperor and the Empress here that you are transforming. He has a snake wrapped around his waist, and it represents reinvention. Whenever I have the Emperor and the Empress, again, if outside of love, I'm just talking about you integrating those two energies into yourself. It's like that's when we truly have a reinvention. That's when we truly become very powerful, and that's like what you're doing. You have the Two of Wands here. Again, this Two of Wands is about taking the lead, and it's also about changing your story, which I think every single reading that I've done for you recently, Aquarius, has said, like, change your story. They're standing at the top of a castle, and the whole point of the Two of Wands is that they think the castle is their establishment. They think that the castle is their story, but they have the whole world in their hands. It's like there are other stories that they could create for themselves. So sometimes, the Two of Wands is a card of leadership or taking the lead in your life. Empress, Emperor, taking the lead, right? And you have the Seven of Wands twice, Seven of Wands with the Emperor as well. And I kind of feel like that's saying, once you decide that you're going to do something, stick with it and don't give up, right? Follow it through to the end. I also feel like, as always, everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. I've been saying this for like years now, and I really feel, again, that it's like the time we're in, so we have to try new things. And you also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is clearly like a big new opportunity that I feel like could be coming in for you here, Aquarius. It could be like multiple things. I'm not even so sure that it's love. I mean, what it is could lead to love, but well, I don't know. Let's see. With the Magician, you have the two Wands, yes, taking the lead, needing to take control of like what you're doing and needing to leave a comfort zone for sure. With the Two of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Definitely a change in your fortunes. I feel like things are improving significantly. But again, it's going to come through, again, leaving a comfort zone with that Two of Wands, stepping out into the world, doing things differently, doing new stuff. That's what I'd be doing here. And with the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Wands. Quick success, whatever this new opportunity is going to grow very, very quickly. And it's also going to lead to a lot of success. But I feel like that the best advice I have for you is Empress. Nurturing something into existence, or make sure that you are nurturing new opportunities. But again, you have to look at it like a baby. A baby doesn't just walk. It doesn't just eat normal food, right? It takes a little bit of time. So I would give something the time it needs. That's kind of like what I'm getting here. And the thing is, is you might be saying, I need money right now, so I need this to work right now. But it's like being in that energy is just going to push it away. I feel like if you nurture something, give it more time, then it's going to come quicker. We're going to pull 5 main themes now. I love it. You have the status card. Clearly, there's like a divine counterpart coming in for you if you want it. This is my fancy couple card. And we have Jupiter going into Taurus this year. So, it might be during Jupiter. When Jupiter goes into Taurus, that could be when you meet a new person. And, clearly it could be a divine counterpart. You have this patience card. I feel like you've been very patient for changes. I feel like you've been patient. I see it. Here in the reading. And so I understand the Knight of Swords energy in your reading of like wanting things to move forward faster. You have this devotion card. I feel like this is what you want, is someone who is truly devoted to you. Someone, this is like my death till death do us part card. You can see there's a dead bird right here. How cute, right? So it's like someone who will be there till the end, and that could be what you are wanting. I also feel if you're working on any projects or businesses, I kind of feel like this is what you're looking for. Maybe you bounce around between ideas and stuff. I feel like you're looking for something that you like want to do for a long time. It's like you don't want to go back and forth. Yeah, you have this fortune card. I feel like there is a lot of good fortune coming in for you. And finally, you have this endurance card. I mean, I think this is the name of the game. Just don't give up, right? Endurance is having endurance, not giving up, sticking with something. So if you are working in any new ideas, I would stick with it. But this looks pretty good here, Aquarius. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.